Here very shortly. Welcome to Barron Landscapes. So we are working on some new tech tonight, folks. That's the banner. We're going to be talking about the banner. We're going to be talking about the Pivo. It's not a dirty word like it sounds. We'll be coming on with you shortly. We're giving everybody some time to find us this evening because we're streaming from a new platform. Oh, listen to me sounding all techie. We're streaming from a new platform, and so it's not going to bing you in Facebook like it used to, but it does show up in your feed, and it does show up on our feed. We'll see y'all real shortly. Thanks for tuning in. That's right. You know what those big lights means. That means on in two. Thank you, two. Oh, I am so going to try and remember to inform our muggle and non-theatrical friends about on in two. I just like doing that because it makes it feel more like it's a real talk show. So here we are. Generally, like tonight is the night that I'm planning next week's Barron Landscapes. And by the way, tonight's Friday. For those of you not keeping track, tonight's Friday, tomorrow's Saturday, then Sunday, and so forth and so on. If you ever have a problem with that, you reach out to me in IM, and you just ask me what day it is, and I'll be happy to tell you what day it is. I suppose. Whatever. So we plan these like starting a week in advance. And there's about 30 hours. I know it looks really informal because the quality is crap. But we started planning about 30 hours. We start writing the script that Athena knows that I'm never going to stick with. So it boils down to an outline. And there's a lot of planning that goes into this little show. And usually we're all living under the mundane ho-humness of this pandemic. COVID-19, I mean, it's grabbed all our attention, hasn't it, kids? It's grabbed our wallets and our attention, and it's grabbed our ire and our anger. It's made some of us numb, and it's made some of us angry. Hi, Robin. I see you guys out there. It's good to see you. Hi, Chris. Hey, everybody. Hey, Joshua. I saw Mike Hammer. Hey, Mike, how you doing? So, we usually know what's coming, but not this week. So, what a ridiculous week it's been. I have no words. I have nothing to offer. I suppose if I was pressed, my one word would be solidarity. Solidarity. Our family has pledged our privilege. All of us have pledged our white privilege. And I'm a light-skinned Jew, so my privilege is a little less than a cracker's privilege. But we pledged our privilege to people of color. And what that means is that if you need me, I will be there. And I've seen some posts going on out there that say, don't trust white people when they say they got your back. If you don't understand that, then you don't understand the whole thing. No, don't trust me. Put me to it. Put me to it. Now, I'm going to get through the show tonight, and I may talk a little bit near the end more about this, because I want to bring you all into a let's effing be human position. Anyway, still giving this away. I don't know if I made it clear. It really isn't just for adults. It's family friendly. So, I mean, the kids can read it. There are no naked pictures. In this particular book of mine, there are no naked pictures. A lot of fun magic and some bar bets. Tricks that won't get you busted. It's a little thing I wrote to get me gas back in my comedy days, going from comedy club to comedy club, because I got paid every other week, and my agent held that money until I needed it, apparently. And sometimes past that. So if you want this, just IM me, instant message me with your email address, and I'll shoot it off. It's a PDF. You print it or don't print it. Awfully fun to just hit delete or print it and burn it. So anyway, now you know where MySpace is tonight. I'm totally jazzed. Tomorrow is the niche seminar. And we've got a bunch of folks signed up from all different walks, all different professions. This is going to be a really exciting niche. We're not all magicians tomorrow. And so I'm really excited. I'll get that testing done tonight, getting the PowerPoint in Zoom, and make sure that we're all working on that. Because you know how I am with tech. Super excited. I want to give you something. I know a lot of you saw the typo in last night's promo. I'm not a copy editor. It slipped by me. On my typo, I made a little wee-wee. And no, really, I made a wee-wee. It was a double wee. Wee-wee, not yes, but wee-wee, you and I, but wee-wee. And some of you caught it. And if you caught it, I don't know who the first one to catch it was. I think it was William Scott Peterson. So if William Scott Peterson is watching, now's your opportunity to IM me and claim it as yours. If William does, it's his. I'm going to send him this book. But somebody ought to IM me and say, I'll take it because William obviously doesn't want it. It's Darwin's 101 Fillers, things to say when you have nothing to say. For instance, if I had just this minute drawn a blank, I think this is risky.
It's very risky.
It's a Gary Darwin book. So I'm just going to, I've got my finger.
No children.
I cover their eyes and their ears for this. I've got my finger on a Gary Darwin quote.
That is very risky.
Here goes. If I was ever at a loss for words, I could say, I buy all my tuxedos from morticians. The only problem is that every time I lie down, my arms fold over. Well, Gary, I see you have no taste, even from the grave. We love you, buddy. We miss you. So if William is out there, IM me, and I'll give you. I'll mail this to you. If somebody else says I'll take it because William doesn't want it, then I'll send it to you. 2 books I want to hit you with this week. Every week I'm trying to give you some books. Books that will give you some get up and go. Books that will give you suggestions. Books that will pump your optimism. Books that will inspire you. And this one is great. This is Talk Like Ted. Pay no attention to the way I speak. I read the book, but I paid absolutely zero attention to the things that it said. Like, stick to your script. Don't say Talk Like Ted. It is the 9 public speaking secrets of the world's top minds. It's by Carmen Gallo. And I know some of you, it's Talk Like Ted by Carmen Gallo. Because I know somebody is going to do that, aren't they, honey? Probably Christopher. What's the name of that book? So Athena's writing it down, too. It's Talk Like Ted. And the next book I'm going to suggest, now this one, I don't know. We've got a couple copies, maybe. Maybe a couple extra. I don't know.
I
don't know where they are. It's Get More Laughs.
I think I know where they are.
Maybe Athena can locate some.
There's a box.
You might also find these online because we've seen them in Amazon. We've seen them at different presses. So this is Get More Laughs from Your Laughs, or How to Be Funny by Robert W. Clam, the blind guy. That's right, Robert W. Clam, the magic man. The Blind Guy Strikes Again. This is one of the books that he wrote, and at my urging, we republished it. This is the second edition, the second second printing. It changed a little bit. We made it a little brighter, added some stuff to it. So if you've got the original, that's great. It's a phenomenal book. But if you can get your hands on this particular cover model, it's the one you want. It's got some updated stuff. So Get More Laughs from Your Laughs, How to Be Funny by Robert W. Clam. So we got a banner. You can't see it right now because the camera's looking at me and not up, but we got our banner. And it's hung. That's what you saw at the beginning of the show. That was our pre-show banner. It's old school. A friend of ours said, man, why don't you do a digital banner? Well, I have a digital banner. I hate the digital banner. It's not old school. I'm old school. Folks, I'm a boomer. Let's not try and kid each other. I'm not 28, 29. I'm not 60 trying to be 40. I'm freaking 60 years old. Got a banner. It's one of those cases where I looked at this banner and I thought, well, this is too good to be true. Because it was cheap. Cheap. Like inexpensive. And I thought, well, it's a good price. And what are we going to use it for anyway, right? We're going to string it between some backdrops in our house where it's never going to rain, because this house, it doesn't rain inside. Our old house rained. In this house, we get no rain indoors. And so it's not going to have to do this. It's not windy in here. It's never windy in here. So it doesn't have to deal with the wind. So I'm going to get a cheap banner. I'm going to hang it up. It's printed. Who cares? There it will be. So we ordered it. Cheap. And we waited. And it got here. And we unwrapped it. And the thing is a heavy-duty vinyl with big grommets on the end, all stitched down the edges. This thing is a monster. If we had ordered it anywhere else, this thing would have run us at least $80. And we had it cut to a special size. I wanted 1x4, and they didn't offer 1x4. But I thought, well, I'm going to get what I pay for. And I did get what I pay for. I got a very good price on what I got. Excuse me, it's a wet cough. That's become the show thing, right? It's a wet cough. I'm a smoker, so that's until I quit. I'm not going to stop coughing. Sorry, please, no lectures. Pivo. So we ordered this insanely inexpensive device that would act as a gimbal for our camera. And what the gimbal does is you can see that as we move, the camera is kind of following me around. And so what that gimbal does is it has a bunch of different functions. We're not using it to its full capacity. I'm not using my phone to its full capacity either. The gimbal follows me. I can get it to zoom in, zoom out. So we're going to be having a lot of fun with this piece of equipment coming up. And it was insanely cheap. Cheap, inexpensive. And I thought, oh my. But at that price, if we got something that we could use, and if we liked it, it was cheaper, but we would upgrade. We would order something a little more expensive, a little better. So we got this Pivo. It's called the Pivo Pod. And yeah, I'm going to give them a shout out. So far, so good. So when it craps out on me, I'll let you know about that too. I don't think it will. These are some good guys. We got the pod, and I was expecting it in one of the little paper sacks that they tend to mail electronics in these days. It came in an absolutely gorgeous Apple and Android identified box, and you lift it just like you're getting a piece of Android or Apple equipment. You pull this heavy-duty box top off of this heavy-duty box, and inside is heavy-duty molded plastic and junk, like they do. It looked real pretty, and the booklet is in its own little envelope, so you know you've gotten class, because if an instruction book's in an envelope, you're there. Unwrapped it. Plugged it in. Tech is just not my thing. These pants are tight and I push my own buttons. Don't hold that against me. No judgment here. So we plugged it in. We programmed it, got it connected with the phone and everything. And the thing's heavy duty. And it works wonderfully. It follows me around. and it's got some different functions, which is why we're on a different platform tonight. We're on a platform supported by Pivo. So welcome. I've been thinking about stuff that we read on Facebook, because this is a Facebook show. Make no mistake about that. This is a Facebook show. Been thinking about some of the stuff that I've been reading, and it's really disheartening. And it's from creatives. It's not necessarily from people who are going to be going back to their jobs coming up here shortly, but what I'm seeing is coming from creatives, from people that are artists, that do their own designs, that rely basically on the whims of society and the goodwill of people. And I see some broken-hearted folks out there, and it breaks my heart, because I think we're giving up way too soon. I think we've got some distance to go. I've seen folks that, thank you, Zach. Frankie knew that I needed some classified ads. And so Frankie sent these from Las Vegas to me. And so thank you for the classifieds, Frank. If I really need to, I guess I can find a job. But I've been seeing a lot of creatives trying to figure out what it is that they do other than be creatives. And so they're starting to go through the job market. And I just imagine them sitting at home in their pajamas, needing a shave or a hairbrush. I know I didn't get it cut. We'll talk in a minute. And I could just imagine them going through their own classifieds. And, oh, no, that's a professional job. I don't want that. And as they go through their classifieds, they're just looking for things that fit them. I imagine they eliminate a lot. And I feel the confusion, I feel the pain, I feel the unsurety. I feel that it's time to go crazy. We've been home since February. You guys are tired of hearing that, but we've been home since February 8th. And I've got to tell you, it is... Well, look at here. That's not how that's supposed to go. But, we've been home since February 8th, and I'm not ready to give up. And so it hurts seeing the creatives give up. Not everyone succeeds. I don't think that means that anybody is a failure. It's just not everyone succeeds. And I have a theory, and my theory is, if you're not succeeding, you're trying to do something you're not meant to do. If you're succeeding, you're right where you should be, doing something that you're meant to do. So if you're not succeeding, don't give up on you. Give up on what you're doing. Do something different. Find something that you can succeed at. It's not going to find you. You know, get up, get off your butt, and go looking for it. Not everyone succeeds. What weird days we're having now, folks. Wow. I've got a couple of cards, and I'm going to do some heinous and horrible things to these cards. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take this queen, and I am going to fold her in half. I am going to crease her distinctly, and there she is. Oh, that is some ugly stuff. Then I'm going to take this poor king, and I am going to fold him in half. I am going to crease him, and that whole thing just looks to be painful for both of them. We are going through some strange times. 2020, we had no idea, because we were all like, 2019's out of here. Yo, get out 2019. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. I want 2019 back. No, I don't. 2020. But it's been crazy, hasn't it? 2020 has shown us that there is probably a fourth dimension. And we know the first, the second, and the third dimension. If you're not familiar with dimensions, take a trip with me. And folks, this is magic. Don't critique the science of magic. Never, ever, ever critique the science of magic, because it may just be BS, but it works, so hush. There are three dimensions that we know of and are willing to admit. There's the first dimension. That's a dimension of motion, forward, backwards, up, down, any motion in all the degrees of motion. First dimension. Second dimension is the dimension of space, actually taking up space. They take up space. The third dimension is the dimension of time. And how it relates to motion and space. But I'll tell you what, 2020 has shown me that there are 4 dimensions for sure. And what happens in the 4th dimension is everything goes crazy. Everything flips upside down and right side up, and everything is nixie twixy, and it looks a whole lot like this. Everything just crazy. And I know we feel like some days our lives are right side in. Other days, they're wrong side out. Yesterday is yesterday. Today was today. And tomorrow's tomorrow. Don't let those dimensions get to you. It's going to get stranger. I think it's going to get stranger. We've got murder hornets. We've got locusts. We've got the caldera at Yellowstone. I mean, I don't want to tell you it could get worse, but friends, it could get worse. Guess what? Athena and I once got $1 million for a penny. And it was the hardest penny I ever spent. So Athena tried to talk me into this. And I said, but it's a penny. I don't know if I want to let go of a penny. I have a penny. It's something I've got. And she showed me this brochure. And it was a brochure where we would go into Kansas City. We would go to the big Kansas City auditorium. You better get there early because it's going to be packed. That's what the brochure assured us. Get there early. It's going to be packed for a penny. And you could meet some pretty big celebrities. Now, my idea of a celebrity may not be your idea of a celebrity. To me, Neil deGrasse Tyson is a celebrity. To me, I'm not looking for movie stars. In fact, that day, we had Colin Powell that we were going to meet, Bill Cosby, and I don't care what you think about the man. We're not going to do that, especially not now, today. But at that time, he was spreading some wisdom, and it was wisdom. Regardless of anything else, he gave us some wisdom. Colin Powell, Bill Cosby, Laura Bush was there. We met an astronaut. We met a business mogul. 7 people. 7 people that are superstars in their industries. And we got to talk with them. And we got $1 million worth of information that day. We got $1 million worth of value out of spending that penny that I didn't want to spend. And so I've got to tell you, just to play it safe, because on the brochure it said, better get there early. We got there early. I thought we got there early. We got there like an hour and a half early. When we got parking, and we walked up to the building, and the line was already far down the side of the building. The building was filling up, and they were checking tickets. Well, we made it into the main building about mid-mezzanine in the stadium over in Kansas City, and that stadium was packed. Packed. And overflow was packed. They had 25,000 people. They had to move over to overflow because they wouldn't all fit in the stadium for 1 penny. 1 penny. Folks, 1, that's a lot of pennies. 2, we knew everybody there was going to try and sell us something. A book, a program, a manuscript, something. But it didn't matter. We got our booklet for the seminar. We filled our booklets up with ideas for that seminar. And we've gone on to run businesses a little differently because of that seminar. We got $1 million of value from a penny. Seems too good to be true. Well, sometimes if things seem too good to be true, you've got to jump on them. You've got to weigh the investment loss against the potential value that you may get when something seems too good to be true. Now, don't do it always, and do it logically. I said do. Do it logically, but don't worry about things that seem too good to be true. So let me tell you, life itself is a gamble. Are you gambling, folks? Are you gambling, men and women? I can't tell because I can't see you. Them are some big cards. As Athena says, gosh, Barron, you've got a really big deck. I know. I'm going to not use all the cards. The cards I'm going to use are these cards. And this is a poker hand. I don't expect all of you to play poker. And so we're going to go through this as if neither you nor I knew anything about poker. But what we need to do is understand that this is a poker hand of 5 cards. The best possible poker hand of 5 cards that you can get in this game is called a royal flush. A royal flush would be the ace, 10, jack, queen, king, all in the same suit. It's also a hard to get hand because it's a rare hand. It's a racy hand. Now here I've got some hands that I could make out of this hand. And in poker, you get to throw away some cards. In fact, with an ace in my hand, I can discard as many as 4 cards. So there are some people that gamble hard, and there are some people that don't gamble hard. But I think in life, you have to gamble hard. You can lose everything by not gambling hard in life. Playing it safe and not taking chances is a great way to be comfortable. If that's what you want, my blessings to you, and you go for it. My way is not to be comfortable. My way is to be happy, successful, healthy, and enjoying the heck out of myself. So, gambling, people are willing to take different kinds of risks. In life, people are willing to take different kinds of risks. For instance, somebody not exactly willing to take a big risk in life may actually get rid of a 3 and an ace and keep this for an inside straight, 3, 4, 5. A person willing to make bigger risks in life might just give away the ace, the 5, and the 4, keeping the pair of 3s and hoping to draw another pair and possibly an ace. Now other people gambling in life may go all the way, and I'm one of those folks. Personally, I'm the guy that's going to keep that ace. Just that ace. I'm the guy that's going to keep that ace and do everything I possibly can to make the best hand possible. And I don't do it alone. Absolutely not. You know, they say, Lady Luck takes care of those who take care of themselves. And I believe that. Fortune is yours, but it ain't going to wait and chase you. You have to grab fortune. And sometimes, just sometimes, you have to cheat a little bit. I like cheating a little bit. And so sometimes you don't grab fortune. Sometimes you make it. There is what we call a royal flush. That would be the ace, king, queen, jack, and 10. And when I said I cheat, I meant I cheat. Remember the blue backs? Well, they are no more because blue backs are very hard to read in a card game. I prefer red backs. In fact, I prefer red backs on marked cards because, ladies and gentlemen, when you're up against fate, you take every tool that's handed to you. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes, you. Yes, us. I'm going to leave you with a be kind to each other. Just be kind to each other. This is a heck of a trip, and we're on this spaceship together. And I think we need to rejoin. I think we need to reboot. Metaphorically, I say, let's burn it down. Let's start over, guys, gals, you, them, they, we, all of us. Let's reboot. Let's start over. IM me with your email address if you want tricks. Whoever was first for the other little Gary Darwin booklet, I will get that off in the mail to you ASAP. Until next Friday, we'll see you then. I thank you for watching. Remember, we love you. Remember, it's Friday. And remember, Barron Landscapes, hashtag Barron Landscapes. We'll talk to you and see you real soon. Oh, and thank you to the folks that do our music. Of course, we've got Justin Clements and Brian Anderson. And I think I'm going to leave us here with Brian Anderson's Robo Groove. So, until next Friday, thank you, Athena. I appreciate that. You make everything work well for us. You guys make everything work well for us, too. We love seeing you. We love talking to you. We'll see you next Friday. Take care. We love you. Adios. Jew dance. No Jew dance. Let's all dance.